What's happening, guys? Silent Mike, Super Training Gym, checking back again. We got a lower body day that for me turned up into a full body day. But before we get started, I got a lot of good response over the last voiceover. So if you guys dig the voiceovers, go ahead and give this a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a subscription, hit the subscribe button, and we'll continue to do these voiceovers where I can talk to you guys a little bit more topical. Also, in the comments below, leave a comment telling me what you guys want me to talk about, questions you have, or subjects you want me to cover in videos or voiceovers themselves. As I mentioned in a previous video, it's time for me to get back in gear, get back in shape. I had taken about a week off my diet because of traveling, and then I got a little bit sick, which it's always, I think, better to not stress about your macros, not stress about training when you have the flu or even a bad cold, or hopefully nothing worse than that. But if it's worse than that, you got to worry about getting healthy first. Common question, in this season is, what do you do when you're sick? Do you train? You're going to have to figure that out for yourself. But if you don't have a meet within the next couple weeks, if you're not stepping on stage in the next couple weeks, number one goal always has to be health. Because if you're not healthy, both, in terms of bodily injuries or sickness, then you won't be able to train. So I'm squatting with Mark, myself, Connor, Smelly. I know I mentioned Mark, but Mark and Smelly are similar people, but not always the same. And I'm just hitting up some triples. I want to hit sets of 5, but I crushed myself with squats the week before, and my quads were in just so much pain. That's why you see me moving a little bit slow. That's only about 3 plates, but it's so ugly, so slow. So I ended up doing triples instead of sets of 5. Here's the slow-mo. In my head it hurts so bad, just because my quads are tight. They're a little bit sore. So from now on, starting a little bit of a new program. I also mentioned in a different video that some of the programs that I sell, some of the methods that I use on my clients and to share with you guys are something that I've run myself. On top of the experience and knowledge I already have on programming, I run it myself to see what's happening. So I got a 6-day-a-week split right now, trying to make some gains, working on my hypertrophy as I'm trying to still diet a little bit. So similar to the program that we're selling, similar methods and philosophy to the fat loss, maintain your strength that we have available for you guys. So right now, just showing you guys a little bit, a different bar path, a little bit how people stay upright. Another common question with the squat is, that looks like a good morning. Why do you bend at the waist? Or how do I stay more upright? Am I too upright? In my opinion, none of those are true. But basically what we're trying to do is find a position that we can maintain from the walkout all the way through the hole and through a lockout. So Connor here stays pretty dang upright, and he asked me, hey man, I feel like I'm almost too upright. Either way, there's going to be limiting factors. So if you bend at the waist a little bit, the most notable squat like that is Lane Norton, who I think squatted 680 pounds. So who's to say that's wrong? That limiting factor often will be your glutes, hamstrings, and low back, similar to a conventional deadlift. Where the way Connor's squatting and myself, which you'll see, kind of leading with the knees, staying a bit more upright, kind of regardless of bar placement. Everyone talks about high bar, low bar. Well, that's just the bar placement. How you move, where you break at, initiate the squat is always going to be different. And then how you're built will determine on how you move. So staying more upright, kind of leading with the knees, even though he's in a low bar position, the limiting factor might be your quads. So what do you do in either of those cases? Well, if the limiting factor is your quads, you better build some damn strong quads. So you might do something like a pause squat, front squat, even lunges, Bulgarian split squats, belt squats, things of those nature to really build up your quads. So then your limiting factor, the ceiling for that is very high, right? You just make that limiting factor stronger, and then you figure it out. Here's my last set, I believe, with about 450 pounds, maybe 455, maybe 445, I don't know. It's like a 55-pound bar, but as I mentioned, I'm just in a lot of pain. So I was just hitting triples, and I as well stay pretty upright. So right now, staying pretty upright. The bar is kind of in a mid-bar position, if you like. I'm leading with my knees, really flexing my quads, driving into the bar hard with my traps. And my limiting factor is my quads. So I'm putting a lot of hypertrophy work into the quads in my squats, doing sets of 8 and 12, really flexing them hard out of the hole, as well as maintaining my core and midline tightness. So as tight as you can be from your shoulders to your hips will also be the main factor in pushing that power from the legs, transferring it through your midline, from your quads into the barbell, and that's going to ultimately be a limiting factor when you're a little bit upright. Moved on to some deadlifts. The goal today for me was just do some lighter deadlifts. So instead of using straps, which I often use because it just feels better, I went double overhand as much as I could. So I worked up to like 3 reds, which I think is around 375 or so. Hit 3 sets of as many reps as I could without my grip giving out, and my grip gave out fairly early. It was actually pretty upsetting, as I used to be pretty dang strong double overhand. I think I've maybe done 495 or so for a single. It is a stiff bar. I got a little heel on. People ask why or when do I pull with heels. Just when it's convenient. My positioning, I feel fine. My back feels safe. Flexing my quads hard, still feeling the activation of my glutes and hamstrings as I'm falling back, pushing into those hips, so I'm not too worried about it. That was about it for this day, since I am training 6 days a week. That's all about managing my volume. You can see my grip give out there. It's all about managing my volume, allowing myself enough time to recover, as well as not going too heavy too often, and lifting with perfect technique, which also allows me to train more volume overall. Appreciate the support, guys. Silent Mike, I'm out of here.